Today we're making a deliciously satisfying green chicken chili and a side of cheesy green chili bread that will easily become a favorite.
For fall and winter, there's nothing better than a delicious soup to warm you up. My favorite is this green chicken chili.
I think the perfect side dish for this soup is cheesy green chili bread.
Hi, I'm Angie. Welcome back to Dinner and a Side, where my sister Laura and I share our favorite dinner combos. Follow along while we make a main dish and a side from our separate kitchens. I think you're really gonna love this soup. It's easy to make and it's great as leftovers throughout the week. I'm gonna use a large soup pot today. You could use a Dutch oven or even make it in your Instant Pot if you wanted to. Once the pan heats up, add the olive oil and the onions. Cook them for a few minutes until they're softened. Then add the garlic and cook it for just 30 seconds. Keep moving it around the pan so that it doesn't burn. Add the cumin, green chilies, enchilada sauce, chicken broth, beans, corn, and chicken. Sure is a lot of deliciousness right there. So now what we want to do is bring it to a boil. Then we're going to lower the heat, cover it, and let it simmer for about 20 minutes. While that's cooking, Laura's going to whip up the side dish.
So this side dish is based on a recipe that our aunt introduced us to more than 20 years ago. And there's only one reason why we've been making it that long, and it's because it is insanely good.
My kids and I love this bread.
I mean, we're all pretty addicted to this bread. Just wait until you see how easy it is to make. It'll all make sense. So today's oven temperature is broil. I'm just gonna set that and get that ready. And I'm gonna grab a baking sheet and some parchment paper. We're gonna need those for later. I changed the recipe just a little bit from hers. She uses bell peppers chopped up. I use just a can of green chili. It's a little bit easier and I really like green chilies. For the bread, I use this French roll that I get from the bakery nearby. It's a smaller size of a French loaf. You could use a larger one. You could also use a smaller baguette if you want. I like this one because it serves about 4 people. It's kind of the perfect slice. Okay, so we're just gonna cut it in half down the middle here. You can use half of this if you're not making very much. You can always half the recipe. Also, if you're having a lot of people over, just use a couple of big French loaves. You can always double the recipe as well. And then I'm just gonna put it here on my baking sheet. For the topping of the bread, we've got all of this good stuff here. Don't think about it too much. This is not a low-calorie bread, but all of these things are gonna go into a bowl. We're using mayonnaise, and we've got some mozzarella, maybe a little cheddar too for color if you like, the green chilies, and a little bit of my famous dry rub. I'll link the recipe for you up there. Check it out. This stuff adds so much flavor to anything you put it on. I'm just gonna mix that all up, make it nice and creamy. Remember, you can change the heat level in this by putting in either mild, medium, or hot chilies. Spread the mixture onto the bread. I just use the back of a spoon. You're gonna use most to all of this for this size loaf, but you can spread it out a little bit for a larger French loaf. Pile it up there. Don't go light, but don't go too thick. You don't want it to be messy. This is where the magic happens. Wait until you see how this turns out. All it needs is about 5 minutes in the oven under the broiler. This will take about 5 to 7 minutes, so I'll keep an eye on it while Angie finishes the soup.
Just don't burn the bread.
Seriously, our mom used to burn the bread almost every time.
Did I mention that this soup is super easy to make? You can have dinner on the table in under 30 minutes with this meal. If you're looking for other easy recipes for your weekly menu, make sure to check out our other videos and consider subscribing for more. All that's left to do now is add the cream cheese and the sour cream into our soup. Sounds simple, I know, but I have a little trick for this. If you were to add the cold ingredients directly into the soup, it likely would curdle, and it gives kind of a strange texture. The trick is to temper the cream first before you add it to the soup. Add both of them to a bowl and mix them together so they're creamy. This is so much easier if the cream cheese is at room temperature. Add about a 1/4 cup of the hot soup to the bowl and whisk it. Then you can add another 1/4 cup and whisk again. You want to slowly warm up the cream so it incorporates better into the soup. Once it's warm, you can add it back into the pot. Give it a good stir. Trust me, it's worth it to take this extra step. And it only takes minutes. I like to taste it at this point so I can adjust the seasoning, because sometimes it needs a little bit of salt. And sometimes it's perfect. All right, let's check in with Laura and see if she's done with the bread.
Yay, the bread is ready just in time and I didn't burn it. Oh, doesn't that look awesome? Now I just need to slice it up and get it on the table.
Okay, let's serve this up. I like to serve the soup with garnishes like chopped cilantro and avocado. Add whatever you'd like.
We hope you enjoyed today's episode and that you'll add this soup to your menu this week. We'd love to hear from you in the comments. Tell us what you'd like us to make next.